Hello everyone, this is Joe. Welcome to my channel. Today we're gonna try the new map of Planet Crafter. The map is called Toxicity. We're gonna keep all the settings on default. As you'll probably notice, I'm not on my usual setup. This is why I'm taking a little break from Anno 117 to create this video. I'm having a little issue with my computer. Decided to do a little video of this instead. On this, let's begin.
Emergency. Correct your trajectory. Imminent impact. Imminent impact.
I'm sure we're fine. Welcome to your assigned planet. We got a bad one again. Your mission is to advance the terraforming process of this world. You'll need to generate oxygen, heat, and pressure. First, reach your 175 kTi and create a blue atmosphere. Alright, we can do this. We've done that before. Let's see what we have in our crate. We got some space food, some water, oxygen, some mushroom, which is new. Also this purification capsule. It seems we'll have another bad thing to take care of. As if I didn't have enough trouble already to survive when it was just oxygen. Let's look at this. Warning here. Warning, this planet is highly toxic. To survive, you'll need to detoxify essential elements such as water using the detoxification machine. Build one quickly along with the toxic water extractor. Some areas are more toxic than other. Keep an eye on your toxicity meter and remove the toxic goo in those zones to explore and build safely. Interesting. Moreover, high toxicity level will disrupt your energy production at certain threshold. To advance the terraforming process, you must increase global purification at the same time. Nice, I like the added complexity. Let's look at what we can craft. Alright, those are some of the usual. Water, oxygen, something to construct, and probably a backpack. Let's look at our inventory. Yeah, we are empty. I'm gonna try to build all these basics. So let's head out. If you've never played this game, it's pretty simple. You walk around, you click on items, it goes in the inventory, and you use this to build the new items. Let's look around us a little bit, see how it looks. Wondering what this is. There's a few existing structures. I'm wondering what we'll find over there. But currently, we have a lot of rocks to pick up. Oh, this is a toxic area. This must be the darker ground we see here. Yeah. Alright, our oxygen is really not lasting long. I'm sure we can get it upgrade quickly. Alright, looks like I got enough for nothing. Let's head out, get a few more items. Oh, when you're used to having upgrades, this is really slow. Oh, and this planet is temperamental like our other one. Inventory full? Oh, I'll waste the bottle. The precious iron at the beginning of the game. Let's go in order. The game says to craft a backpack, as well as an oxygen tank. We don't have enough yet for it, but I'll craft a water bottle since I just used one. Alright, so I'm gonna need one more cobalt and one iron. Oh, I forgot to equip my backpack earlier. There we go, one more row. Let's pick up the cobalt. And let's go back because we cannot survive more than 3 seconds outside. And let's craft our oxygen tank. Alright, we're gonna go from 100 to 145. It's very significant right now. Alright, next we're gonna build the construction chip. I'll get the deconstruction chip first. Alright, 2 silicon, 2 magnesium. Maybe the mushroom would be to create food. That would make sense. Alright, let's go back to base and craft that construction chip. And we can now build! Let's look at what we can build. We have a refinement station. For this we'll need some toxic spores, which we don't have. A detoxification machine. Interesting. An atmosphere purifier. A toxicity screen. And a water collector. Alright. The game first wants us to make a living compartment. I'm going to explore a little bit and find a place we can make our first little house. I want to go see what's over there. There's some toxic color on the ground. I'm curious. Oh, I can deconstruct this. Oh, that's a good amount of resources here. Oh, is that our little spore? Yes. I'm gonna build a tiny house here. I know it's closed, but at the beginning of the game, you need to have every little basis that you can. Let's hide the door. Now we can regain some oxygen for free. I'm gonna build a little crafting station. There's also the exoskeleton, which will increase the number of equipment we can carry, so I'm going to build this as soon as I can. Alright, that's all the spores we wanted. Yeah, low power, because we haven't built anything to generate electricity. By the way, one thing we gotta be careful in this game, since the goal is to terraform the planet, means that it's gonna rain at some point, and we should expect that the water level will rise. And if they build a bridge here, it's probably because there's gonna be water at this level. So if we do any base that's more permanent, I'm gonna guess it has to be at least at the height of those rocks here. Especially there's another structure here. If we follow what people were doing in the past, we should be okay. Yeah, there's nothing here, but that seems like a good place to put a first base. And we're low on oxygen, so it's the perfect time to build one. I'm gonna drop a storage crate here. I'm also going to put a tier 2 crafting station. It's good to have one in each little basis so you can create water or oxygen. Let's put a wind turbine up here. I'll put one more. These things are super cheap to make. They don't provide much power either, but at least it's something. Alright, there's really nothing here. Maybe here would have been better for the base. Alright, I think I'm gonna move my things here. It's a little bit out of the way, but there's no way that water will get here, and it's a really nice flat plateau, and there's even a little chest over there. It's a little bit far from that water down there, and we might need to use it from what I see in the building, but one thing at a time. I want to move things from the bottom base to here, so I'm gonna go get that. There was no fall damage. Oh yeah, there is fall damage in this game. Remember mid-jump, that's not a good thing. I'll dismantle a few of these things. What are these other mushroom thing? Oh, just some nice little decor. You know, the music is pretty good in this game. If you're wondering why you should be watching this rather than playing it, if you don't like walking around and watching your character go very slow, that could be a good reason. I like these sort of relaxing games, but this is not for everyone. In fact, I'm not sure anymore I want to build all the way up here. There's really nothing. Still gonna commit a little bit, make the base a bit bigger. Put a second chest here. I'll put my toxic stuff in this one. And the mushroom, in fact, anything that's organic. Okay, let's see what the game wants us to do next. Crafting station, refinement. Let's do this. We'll need one more spore. Okay, let's look what this station allows us to do. A goo cleaning microchip, toxic area information, plastic polymer, and we have a toxins filter. Oh, that looks pretty good too. Start by creating the exoskeletons. We can carry more equipment. I also crafted the goo cleaning, whatever that does. It's a good assumption, it's going to be able to clear goo though. And we cannot make any of the other items, we cannot make microplastic or the chlorine dioxide. I'm going to build some of the items that we can make as well. I'm going to add a desk and start putting some of the screens here. I'm going to go look in that chest. Oh, a blueprint chip. That's always good. And our backpack is really tiny right now, it's kind of annoying. Okay, let's build the desk. It's not necessary, but it looks nicer than being on the ground. I made some space, I'm just gonna go grab the chest real quick. And when the chest is done, you can simply disassemble it for an extra iron. Let's build the first screen, our terraforming. Oh, that one's a big one. That one was a bit too big for our power generation. Alright, we should be good to go now. Let's look. Well, we didn't put anything yet, so this is normal. Let's put down the blueprint screen. This is gonna allow us to see what we're going to unlock. One of the first thing we can unlock is the tier 2 backpack. Since it doesn't require much, I'm gonna go put some drills to help us kickstart this. And let's decode that chip that we got. Agility boot. It's gonna allow us to go a little bit faster. Let's see, I'm gonna need silicon for that last screen. And I think we can put the drill right now. Those are tiny, they don't do much, but will help start the process. We can put 2 drill for 1 turbine, so why not? Power generation in this game is global, so you don't have to worry about your buildings. Let's put the energy level screen. This is gonna show us our energy production, so we have a little bit left. And if I look at our terraforming, it has begun. Let's see, we'll get the backpack very quickly. Well, at the speed that this is going right now. Next, we need to do the detoxification machine. Everything that we can gather, so that's not a problem. I'm gonna empty my inventory. I saw a chest down there. And I'm gonna fill it because I'm an addict of clicking. I'll try to be mindful, but if I see iron like this, I'm clicking on it. What if that chest is full? We won't be able to bring it up. There's a few pieces of wreckage here as well. Ooh, okay. We have our first seeds. Alright, I'm not gonna be lazy. I'll go back and forth a couple times. Yeah, I could live with a green sky like that. It's not too bad. I'm gonna create another chest for our natural items we're getting, like the seeds. And this place is getting cramped. I'm gonna expand it a little bit. Haha, oxygen tank. Let's see what we need for this. Still don't need anything that we cannot craft, so this is good. And when you upgrade, you don't need to replace it in your backpack. It goes there automatically. This is already double what we started with. Alright, terraforming is almost at 150. I'm gonna add a couple of these then. I'll do one more turbine and one more drill. A little bit of housekeeping. Alright, next we need to do the detoxification machine. We need a mushroom, a spore, and an iron. Alright, we have enough here, but this thing is big already. Alright, put it here because I'm curious, then I'll just go farm a bit more iron so we can have a base that's not so cramped. Insert item here to break them apart. Oh, okay. Toxic water will give us water. Weird moldy thing will give us plastics. And some spore will give us some bottles. We needed the bottles to craft something here. Yeah, that's what we need for the toxic areas and formations. I'm gonna test the machine and drop a spore in there. Tier 2 backpack. Let's look right away what we need. Iron and titanium. I'll go grab a couple items and make it right away. Nice little city over there. I'm gonna go look at the corner there. I'm curious. Ooh. A different biome, it seems. Some kind of snow. I mean, I'm sure it's snow. It just looks green right now. I'm scared if I go too far, I'm not coming back. I go back up. What a weird music. Jeez, I like it, but weird. Kind of a weird ADM music, alien dance music. There's not that much ice here, so I gotta be careful. I don't want to end up without any water at all until we make that water collector. In fact, I'll go get that ice over there. Always make sure you have some water and some oxygen. And the food as well, we have no way to create it yet. So I gotta be careful with that space food. Let's look if it created that yellow bottle. Created toxin as well? Guess that breaks it down in more than one thing. Maybe it's just some garbage we have to deal with as well. Alright, let's make this place a little bit bigger. If I target through the wall, it should be fine, yeah. And I'll create that extra water bottle. I'm gonna make an office setup here as well. Alright, I moved this in the corner here. I'll put the machine here as well. Let's see now what we need. We needed that chlorine dioxide and the microplastic. How can we make microplastic? Guess it's an item we have to find. We haven't found that yet. Alright, let's go explore a little bit. I need to find what this item is. Oh, before we go, I'm gonna grab enough items to make sure I can build a little base. Right, I'm gonna make sure I can build a little base. So 2 iron, 2 titanium, and 1 silicate. One more water. That's our last space food already. Ooh. Let's go down to the bottom. There was that toxic pool in the middle. Seems to be the right place to find anything that looks like mold. Ooh, solar panel. This is already much better than the wind turbine we have. Alright. This is toxic. Oh, it must be this. Oh yeah! This toxic goo! This is one of the first chips we built to gather this. What about this here? Drop a few items I don't need in the immediate. I'm gonna do a quick test first. I'm wondering if you can build in the toxic area. See if we can pop in and not take damage. Nope. I need to clean up all the goo here first. This thing takes forever to vacuum. Okay, it looks like I need to clean the whole thing. There's a lot more over here. I'll build a little shack here under the bridge. The range that prevents you from building is pretty far. Instead of going back up the hill, I'm gonna build all the same buildings here so that I can do some detoxifications. By the way, that's a good example to show how exponential the game is. The electricity goes from 1.2 to 5.5. Speaking of, let's put a solar panel now. I love to put stuff on roof, so it's gonna go on the roof. And now let's build one of those detoxification machines. I need a little bit of material, so I'm gonna do a quick run outside. Ooh, there's a chest over there. Oh, nice, iridium. We'll be able to put a heater as well as a new seed. I think there's left some space food in there. I'm gonna go grab it. And let's go back to pick up some goo. Probably need to make a bit of space as well. Let's put the detoxification machine. Can process some goo already to get some plastic. Every 45 seconds, jeez. Alright, well, let's go clean up more goo. I'll grab the spore in case we can't get them after this is all cleaned up. I'll go fill up the machine so that it does its work while we're doing something else. Okay, this chest is pretty big. Can I add something in there? Could be a way to get a free container, I guess. Well, it's not free, you do have to pay for the machine. I'll go get a few base resources. There was a few scraps around. I'm gonna build a couple items. Maybe not the energy level, it's not that useful. This is starting to look like a pretty decent tiny base. You haven't seen anything that takes toxin yet. Do have enough to create our next machine though. Make this a bit bigger. And I'll put the crafting machine here as well. Oh, here's some item that takes the toxins. Alright, we made some chlorine dioxide bottles. Let's get that toxic area information. And let's go see what it does. Oh yeah, toxic element clean 7 out of 11. Okay, that's good. Let's go find that missing goo then. Ooh, surprise! More food. Speaking of, we're pretty low. Oh, that doesn't fill us completely. Ooh, it's even worse than I thought. Alright then, I'll clean up this place first. Maybe the goo is on the other side of this big rock. Yeah, that's where it is. And there we go, it's less toxic. Oh, the water doesn't look swimmable. Oh no, this is not good in there. Alright, next we're able to do the water collector. 2 microplastic and 1 mushroom. Like the plastic polymer, you need the toxin and the microplastics. There's a limited amount of microplastic that we have currently, so you gotta be careful to not waste it. Like the toxic goo is not unlimited. Let me create a crate just for this. And since this base is useful, I'm going to add a crafting station here. I wanted to craft the tier 3 backpack, but we don't have enough aluminum in here. Let's create a coupled polymer. Purification capsule, chlorine dioxide, and purified water. Okay, we cannot do that yet. I'm pretty low on water. Let's get some ice. Seems we'll get a source of renewable water much quicker than in the other maps. That should be fun. What do I need for the water collector? 2 microplastic and a mushroom. I'm gonna add a couple of goo here so I can get microplastics. I'm out of mushroom here, so I'm gonna go grab one. I think there's one around the pool over there. But I'm gonna go empty this chest first. Alright, let's find that mushroom now. Oh, here's our mushroom over there. They seem to respawn at the same place. And let's do the water collector. Alright, that's gonna give toxic water, which I think our machine will just transform into good water. If I wasn't so limited in plastic, I would probably just put the second one. I forgot to check how long it takes to produce one water. 80 seconds. Alright, I'm gonna wait to get one. Jeez. No, I know it's 80 seconds, but 80 seconds takes a while when you're not doing anything. Come on, game, generate. Do we have enough for our heater? Yes. Alright, I'll put that as well. Toxic water. Let's go back to our little base and purify that thing. This game can have to go with the flow. If we never go back to that other base, well, we never go back to that other base. Let's drop our toxic water, which means that there should be some water that appears here. Woohoo, purified water! We're gonna die of hunger, but at least we won't be thirsty. It's gonna be my new mineral chest. In fact, let's put the heater in here. Ah, now we're doing everything except oxygen. Yep, things are moving. Let's start making the purification capsule. And I'm gonna need one more water to do the last capsule. It's definitely been more than 80 seconds, so let's go get a few more toxic water bottles. Oh no, not the water. I don't like it. Doesn't do anything. I still don't like it. Okay. I'm liking this map so far. There's different elements enough that it doesn't feel like I'm just playing the same thing again. I didn't put my water collector in the most optimal place. That's a lot of walking each time. Let's put our toxic water in our detoxification machine. I'm gonna create regular water bottle also. I want to keep the other ones for crafting. By the way, if you press Control, you can build multiple of one item, which I'm gonna show in a moment. I'm just gonna wait a second so you can see how this works. Alright. Okay, we're again on our last space food. Alright, I have material for 2 now. So if I hold Control and I click on it, we just crafted 2 items without leaving the screen. It took me a little bit to figure this one out. And let's do the toxin filter. I'm guessing it's gonna be a little bit better next time we go in the toxic area. Alright, we have 2 more machines to build so we can increase our terraforming rating. Let's start with the atmosphere purifier. We need just a bit more of what we already have. I went to get a bit of water, and I'm ready to make the last purification capsule. Let's go start purifying the air. Oh, I didn't realize the Vigitube gives some oxygen. Alright, I'll build that as well before I'm done. Let's put that in front of our base. It seems to be a standalone building. We cannot put anything in there. It looks pretty cool. I like it. Let's do the toxicity screen as well as a Vigitube. I need to find some ice. Ooh, there's not a lot of ice around here, but we should be good for the Vigitube now. And the toxic screen is really just all these items that we can craft with the spores. I'm gonna grab a little bit of water before I go to the base. And let's go back so we can build that new screen and that new machine. Let's start by building the Vigitube. Might be able to put one of the seeds that we have around here. There we go. That's gonna increase oxygen by 0.38. Alright, that's a start. Hey, goo cleaning level 2. That thing was taking forever, so I'm not gonna say no to it. Alright, let's put the toxicity screen. And we're out of power, it's okay. The suspense to see what it does will last a few more seconds. Let's see what we got here. Alright, those are the items we're gonna unlock as we purify our planet. Alright, I think it's a good place to stop this video. All our metrics are moving. We have this nice little base here under the bridge, as well as a nice renewable source of water and that toxic pool. The one thing we'll need to be careful next time is to make sure that we find a source of food. If I look at our unlock, the food grower is not anytime soon, so we'll have to hurry and at least find some food packs here and there. Oh no, this is not good. If you are enjoying this video, consider hitting the like button or leave a comment. As usual, thanks everyone, and have a great day.